So we're doing something a bit different today. So I've got Flynn with us today. So Flynn's just actually started with us. He's doing his apprenticeship, but he's actually got some real experience barbering. So hi Flynn, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Flynn. I've just been barbering now for about 8 months or so. Did a few courses and then I started with Tom, but before I started with Tom I did a bit of support work in, and I've done fire safety and really into my football and sport and stuff like that.
So what sport are you into then?
Football mainly, massive football fan, and I've played a bit as well through my years.
Played a bit, let's talk about that. So played a bit, where did you play?
So growing up I just played at youth level, and then I've been in and out a few good teams growing up, and then I went over to Mansfield and did college there as well, which was really good experience. But to be fair, sort of fell out of love with playing, and to be fair, after the college course I realised I didn't really want to go into doing anything to do with football or sport or anything like that, to be fair.
So what was the reason behind that?
I think of just doing it so much at quite a competitive level, I just sort of didn't find the fun of it anymore, to be fair. I sort of more enjoyed going out with mates and watching football, to be fair, rather than playing it.
So who do you follow then? Who's your team?
Newcastle United, so I've been following them all my life really. My dad's a Geordie, and I've had a season ticket there for about 15 years now. And yeah, I love it. So it's something me and my dad do together. Rarely miss that many games. I go as many as I can, but it's obviously just a long way to travel nowadays, living in Lincoln.
So what's been highlighted being a Newcastle fan?
To be fair, I've loved it all. Like even when we got relegated and stuff, I loved it. But recent years, it's been great after getting taken over by the Stars and stuff. I loved it. I really like actually winning the cup and stuff, going to Wembley. It's memories that will last forever, really.
So you say you go with your dad. So talk to us about what's the day trip look like to watch the match in Newcastle?
Yeah, so obviously we always stay over because obviously it's a long drive and we like a few beers. So we'll travel over, get parked up at the hotel, walk down the quayside, have a few beers until we get to the ground. Then we'll watch the match, a few beers after, and then depending if we win or not, we'll have a few more than we wanted to, and then we'll drive back home. So it's a good weekend, to be fair.
So obviously being a Newcastle fan and now becoming a barber, what do you think that will bring to your barbering? You know, is there any Newcastle players, haircuts that inspire you?
To be fair, I'll quite long enough a few crap haircuts, to be fair, but yeah, I'm sure there's a few. And I suppose as well, if like any football fans come and want to chat about football whilst getting a haircut, I'd love to speak about football all day, or any Newcastle fans as well, for that matter. Definitely think it's something to talk about.
So do you think you need to keep your mind, or does he need to go?
I'd keep it. I think he's staying, so I'd probably keep him. We'll see. I'll give him the first few games of the season, see how he does, and then but for what he's done for the club, I think we owe him a bit. He's probably been the best manager we've had since Keegan and Bobby Robson, and he's actually won some as well, so you can't really argue with that.
I think obviously he's done a good job winning something. I think teams are so quick to get rid of managers.
They are, yeah. I think when you look at likes of Chelsea and stuff, completely fucking changing managers, and for the players they have, they should be doing a lot better. I think these days it's a lot more about having a good squad and a manager like Guardiola. He's been there for a few years, and that's the way to dominate, really. I think having that good squad and good players and like good camaraderie and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's key. So let's move on to why do you want to do barbering?
I've just always seen when I was at school. I've always enjoyed getting my hair cut. Loved going to get my hair cut at different places. I mean, my mum did hairdressing, a bit of barbering, but I didn't tend to go to her. I tend to go all over the place. Really, I just enjoyed getting my hair cut. And I always liked the thought of being a barber. Obviously, life gets in the way sometimes, and obviously you get older and then you get a house and stuff, and it's just found it hard thing to just get into. But I was trying every option and sort of stuff like that to get into it. And obviously just trying a few things, I managed to obviously find you and get started with it.
So what you found like what was tough to get into barbering?
I just feel like just to stop your work and get an apprenticeship is obviously a big thing to do. So I was looking down the route of courses. Obviously they don't lead to a proper qualification. So obviously paying for courses and stuff, which is alright, but you obviously got to have them save up the money to actually do them courses. And then I remember doing an online one, and it's hard as a beginner just to start learning how to cut hair, watching videos of someone do it. So that was also obviously a struggle. And I think it's just the change into this sort of career is just hard, like money wise. Once you get to an age where you've got your own house and stuff, I feel like it's just a big step to just move careers. And a lot of places self-employed as well, like rent a chair, and that's always hard because if you don't know anyone in the area like me, it's hard just to get your clientele in, and you can't really make a living.
There's a lot of things that's hard for somebody who starts out, but just trying to explain to us about you did an online course. How did that? Because obviously you'd never cut hair before, and then you'd gone to this online course. So how inferior was they expecting you to learn?
To be fair, he was good. He was always like on hand if you needed him. But again, it's if you can't do something, you need him to show you or physically in person. It just can't happen. So you end up getting stuck at certain hurdles, and you just can't get past them really. And I think as a beginner, it might be good for someone who knows how to cut hair and watch videos going, oh, that's a good idea, I'll try that and stuff. But for someone who's a complete beginner, it was just impossible. And then obviously with the amount of money that cost as well, it was sort of felt like giving up sort of thing.
So how much did it cost, and how long was it for?
That was, I'm pretty sure it was 12 weeks, and it was about 900 quid. Which, from what I got out of it, which was nothing, literally nothing I got out of that, it was obviously not worth it at all. So, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth really, when you're trying to, you want to be a barber, and then you're paying all this money out and nothing seems to be working. It's a bit of a pain.
How many haircuts did you manage to do then when you were doing this online?
I think I did about 3. Because end of the day, I mean, I was a bit sort of, because I had no clue how to cut hair, I was a bit wary about cutting people's hair as well. I mean, you can ask a few of your mates, but they soon get bored of having crap haircuts.
It's not easy, is it?
No.
So for anyone who would start barbering, you'd probably not recommend an online.
No, I'd say online courses are for people who know how to cut hair and just want a different sort of want to learn more than advance more as a barber, like learn off different barbers. But for a beginner, no, definitely wouldn't recommend it.
So then you obviously moved on to do another course. So how did you find out what was?
Yeah, I found that alright. It was there's only so much you can learn in a short period of time. I think as a beginner, I'd probably recommend. I mean, it's different for everyone, I suppose. But I did a 8-week course, and to be fair, it's just you can learn the basics and stuff, but it's just you can't just do 8 weeks and then expect to be a barber and film your chair and stuff like that. There's a lot more to it, and it just takes longer to cut hair than 8 weeks. So again, I think you can learn a bit, but again, I think them short courses are sometimes better for barbers who know how to cut hair and just want to get better, basically, I think.
So was that how it was sold to you? So you do 8 weeks and then that was it. You was able to cut hair. You was going to be a full-on barber.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was going to go 8 weeks and then become the trainee, which just involved sort of working there at like a discounted price, and then then you get help off the other lads there, which was all right. But again, like, it was sort of left my job to do that, but only working three days a week there and not really knowing anyone in the area. And then, just not knowing anyone in the area and just can't get anyone in. So you sort of plateau, you can't get any better because you're not cutting anyone's hair.
So obviously that then led you to you reaching out to me, and obviously I know it was probably a frustrating time because obviously you've done your online course, you've been somewhere else and you've basically got told you'd be a barber, and then obviously how did it feel when you came to me and I was like kind of made you restart again? How did that?
It was good, to be fair, because I think I was in a position where like I didn't know what to do really. I was close to just giving up, so I thought I'll reach out to you, and it was sort of nice just to like, there's no sort of time frame now. It's like you're gonna teach how to be from the start and just work the way until I'm good enough, sort of thing, until I feel confident enough to be left on my own. And it was also good to hear that like about getting proper qualifications and stuff, because I just think that's important as well as barbering.
Yeah, I think for me qualifications are a must. I think I'm certainly a big fan of having industry regulated. I think it's important. At the end of the day, there's no point doing a course if other people can't, so that's really important for us. How would you say, so, because obviously people watching this, you've done an 8-week course, you've obviously done your online, then you did an 8-week course somewhere else, and then obviously you came to us and you did a 12-week course. What was the difference between each one? Because obviously, just so people know, obviously Flynn's done 8 weeks with us. On top of the 8 weeks, he's already done somewhere else and he's online. And now obviously he's coming here to do his apprenticeship. So he's cutting hair, he's on the shop floor, he's really good. You've done a lot of haircuts, but obviously you did 12 weeks with us. How did that feel and was different to what you'd done previously?
I think it was just sort of, with it being a longer time period as well, I feel like go through the basics a lot more. I think I struggled with just the basics really, like, and I feel like we took time with the basics more. And once you got the basics, I think you can learn. Then you can learn more and like be more confident when learning different techniques or just the high level stuff. I think you need to just knuckle down on the basics. I think that made a massive difference.
So what would you recommend to somebody who wants to get in the industry? From your what you've learned, what would you do? Would you do things differently, or are you
it's hard to say really. I think obviously I've picked up things from like the way I've done it, like everything's helped me, but I think it's, if you're going through a young age, I'd say get your qualifications or get an apprenticeship. That's what I'd say would be the best thing to do. If you're going into it older, I think you've got to want to do it first of all. And I think the best thing to do is probably like what you've done is do a 12-week course, see if you like it, and then go on to do an apprenticeship.
So just so people understand what Flynn's talking about, obviously I do barber coaching, and the reason we brought it in was we was getting a lot of people coming to us starting their apprenticeship and within 3 months realising it wasn't for them. So basically we created a coaching course really to give you like the steps to it. Obviously it's a month by month, so normally what it looks like is a 12-week course, but month by month. So obviously you're not trapped into something for long term. Obviously 12 weeks we'd like to get you to understand the basics, build up some form of clientele, understand the other side of barbering, because I think that's key, isn't it? Understanding that it's not just about cutting hair. So did that surprise you as well about barbering? There's more to it than actually just cutting hair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I mean, with like I said, with going to the barbers and sort of enjoying it. That's why. And it's sort of the talking to people and the consultations and stuff like that. Like, a lot goes into it rather than just cutting hair, I think.
So obviously you mentioned that obviously the reason you got into barbering a lot was always enjoying having your hair done and stuff like that. So talk to us about like experience with barbers, really what makes you think
I think it's just making you, I think for me, like when I was younger and going to get my hair cut, I think it's the feel of sort of they want whilst you're in that chair, they want to make you feel like you want to get to where you want to be, like with your hair cut, like for that hour or whatever you sat in the chair, half an hour, like it's all on you. They want to make you look as best as possible, they're asking you questions, they're talking to you, and you come out of there feeling good about yourself.
I think that's the thing with going for having your hair cut. It just instantly makes you feel better. You know, and you know, everyone loves that, don't they? That feeling of looking good, feeling good. So, what does the next year look like for Flynn?
I think knuckle down and get my qualification. So I'm starting next month in a few weeks' time. Yeah, I'm focused on doing that, getting qualified and building up the clientele. And yeah, just crack on with it really, get better at barbering, get better at cutting hair. Yeah, just improve.
What do you think you need then for the next few months? What kind of thing are you looking for, support wise, help wise from arguably ourselves at Tom's?
I feel like the support's been really good anyway, because I wouldn't really say any sort of improvements. I'd probably just say just be there on hand if I have any questions and stuff like that, which is you and Luke are always there to do anyway. And yeah, I'd say that's about it really. And obviously work together. Me and Luke have been working together, thinking of ideas for social media and stuff, which is always good. Yeah, I'd say that's about it really.
So how do you feel like in this scenario? Are you looking forward to doing more things like this with social media? And
yeah, definitely more stuff with social media. I quite enjoy doing it. I think in this day and age as well, like it's really important to have a good social media to get people get to know you on a more personal level.
So obviously at the moment you're in part-time until next month, so when will people, how can people get booked in with yourself?
Yeah, so you can book in via the link that's in on my Facebook, and or you can just message me on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, which is Flynn Turnball, or on Instagram, which is Flynn Turnball 09, there'll be a link in the bio, or you can just message me. Or if you wanted to, you can walk in, say hi, and I could always fit you in for a walk in, and you can book back in.
Yeah, so there's plenty of ways obviously to get in with Flynn, but probably the easiest, simple is just go to Tom's Barbers on the website, book straight in. And again, we tend to find appointments work a little, like walk-ins are great, but obviously appointments, Flynn knows you're coming in, we can prepare for you, you know, because it's not just about haircuts. Obviously, how do you find the difference between a walk-in and an appointment? Like knowing who's coming in?
Yeah, I feel like with an appointment, you know who's coming in. You can sort of usually, if they have the same haircut, you can tell what haircut you can get ready for it. And with knowing them, you just, I don't know, feel like you can have a good chat about how they've been since the last haircut, what they've been up to. And yeah, you can just sort of, you just know what they're having as well. So the haircut's just, yeah, just you know what's going to come with the haircut, I suppose.
So it just allows you to prepare more.
Yeah, prepare more for it, yeah.
So obviously with it being a bank holiday, is there anything planned for the bank holiday?
Not really, to be fair. Just on Sunday, I'm going back to my other job to do a shift there for 24 hours, and then tomorrow I'm here till 2, so just probably chill outside.
So is there anything else that you've coming into the barbering industry from your short experience so far? Is there anything that has really surprised you, or?
Not really, to be fair. I think not really. Not nothing that stands out. To be fair, I think here it surprised me that obviously everyone was employed and stuff, because I've never really come across that in recent times, of everyone being employed, having a front of house and stuff like that. I've never really come across it.
What do you like, or what do you think the benefits of employment are compared to?
I think the fact you always feel like you're on the same level. You feel like part of a team. I think that's a bonus, and I'd say that's probably the biggest bonus of it, to be fair.
I think that's my takeaway from that. What I like about it as well, being employed, is we're a team. Like, obviously, as you can see, there's loads of Lincoln City shirts about. Obviously, you've got Luke here, who's a Liverpool fan, Flynn, who's a Newcastle fan. We've got Evan, who does our media, who's a Grimsby fan, so we don't discriminate. Smiling in the background there. And then we've got Chloe, who doesn't like football, but she's very much part of the team, and we've got me at the front of house. So the way I see it is, obviously we're all employed, we're all in it together. I think from the customer's perspective is we try and get the customer in with the right person. Instead of, I tend to find when it's all red chair, sometimes people rush to get on to the next client. Do you find, obviously from your small experience of working in a self-employed, what do you think the atmosphere is like? Is there a difference in atmosphere, or?
Not where I was at. I feel like everyone had their own clients anyway, and there wasn't really walk-ins, so it didn't really make a difference in that respect. But again, I think here it does. It's more of a team feel, I think. But like I said, pure, I think that's stemming from obviously being employed and stuff like that. I think that is a massive part of it.
So you've got some nice fancy equipment. So tell us about why you got the equipment you got.
Yeah, so I got recommended these from the last place I was at. They've done alright, to be fair. I've got no complaints with them. I've never tried anything else, so I've got nothing to compare it to. But they're nice, to be fair.
So what's your go-to clipper?
What brand?
Yeah,
this is JRL, so I'd say this. I'm happy with these. I don't think I've changed, to be fair, to anything else.
Is there any barbers that you follow online? Who's your favourite go-to?
Probably Sam Rascal, to be fair. He's one I follow. There's a couple more that I've seen, but I don't really know the names of. But he's probably one that stands out most. Yeah.
Do you see yourself with your being in sports bar? Do you think you'll look to compete, do competitions in barbering?
I'm not sure, to be fair. It's nothing that's really come to my mind or thought of doing before. Maybe in the future I might change my mind, but I'm nothing before.
So what's your favourite haircut to do at the moment?
To be fair, I like doing gents cuts, like a tube back inside. Just, I feel like they're good to practice, but again, like any haircut at the minute I enjoy doing, because it's just by finding practice I can learn more.
So how have you found being on your feet for a full day?
Alright, to be fair, yeah. I've quite enjoyed it. I think I'm used to it with some of my old jobs. It was a lot of time on your feet, and then I think with my last job that I'm leaving now, that's a lot of time sat down. and I've not really enjoyed it as much being sat down, so I prefer to be up and about and doing stuff. So I've enjoyed going back to being a bit more hands-on and being stood up.
So obviously we're nearly getting to the end, so what other hobbies do you do then? What do you like to do in your spare time?
Yeah, like watching football, going down to the pub. Yeah, that's about it, to be fair. That's what I tend to do. Go to the gym, love going to the gym. Yeah, I'm into my fitness and stuff like that. So I play the gym and then pub at the weekends and going down to watch Newcastle or any football for that matter, really.
Would you ever get back into playing, or are you
No, I don't
fully retired?
I don't think I could, to be fair. No, like I said, I go to the gym, but I've not done any running or anything since I was about 18 when I stopped playing. So I don't think I'd get back into it. It's a lot of time as well and a lot of effort.
So obviously we've got the big tournament coming up, the World Cup. How do you think England's going to get on?
I have no clue. I think I'm not seeing the squad yet, but I think he's made some bold decisions. We'll have to see. I think it's hard to say. I think we'll do well. I think we'll get to the final. Whether we win it or not, I'm not sure, but we'll have to see.
Who are you concerned about? Who do you think?
Well, if he's picking Jordan Henderson, I was a waste of a player, really. But again, they probably won't get on the pitch as it was anyway, so it's probably good for the dressing room. I think he's left Lewis Hall out, which I think is surprising. And I think he's left Harry Maguire out, which I would have took him, but I think he knows best anyway, Tuchel, so we'll have to see what happens.
What do you make of having a German manager as you?
I prefer to have an English manager, but again, if we win it, I don't care who we have. But he's got a lot of pressure on him, I think, to win it. Obviously, not being English, being German, I think if he doesn't win, everyone's going to be on his back, to be fair, which is understandable.
Will you be, when you watch England, are you out and about in the pub, or?
I try and go somewhere good to watch it, if I can, but if not, I'll have to watch it at home. But I do tend to go out to a pub or something and watch it with a screen and have a good laugh, to be fair. I do enjoy the World Cup.
What's your go-to drink? What are you, a cider man or a lager man?
Lager, to be fair. I'm not too. I tend to change it quite a bit. I'm not too fussy, but I know when I go to Newcastle, they've got Madri on, so I'll have Madri. But my favourite, if I have the choice, is Stella. I love Stella, but yeah, I'm not too fussy, to be honest.
Well, I'd like to say thank you very much for my haircut. We're nearly to the end of it, so thank you very much. And obviously, if you've been watching, thank you very much. Is there any final words you want to say, Flynn?
Yeah, get yourselves down and get booked in with me.